Before the break, of course, we were obviously looking at the reaction from the people, but now we do have Dr. Abdul Mawgoud Dardery, spokesperson of the Freedom and Justice Party, who joins us on the phone from Istanbul, Turkey. Good afternoon, Abdul.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Actually, it must be good evening in your neighborhood, isn't it?
Just good evening, too. Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be with you.
Oh, you're most welcome. And in fact, you come in very loud and clear. First of all, the events that occurred in Egypt, in your view, is it a coup or is it an extension of the revolution, if in fact there was ever a revolution at all in place?
Thank you for asking this important question. Let me just first say that I am an ex-member of the parliament, so when I speak in the voice of the Egyptian people. I don't just represent my perspective. But anyone saying this is an extension of a revolution is just making fool of himself. It is clear that it is a coup d'etat. It is clear that it is against democracy. A revolution opens up. Dictatorship and military coups closes down. Look at all the TV channels were closed that supported the president. Look at how many people put in prison. Look at 100 people got killed just 2 days ago. 8 women and 6 children among them. And look at the 1,000 people were wounded. And look at how many people went to prison. The police state is coming back. The Mubarak regime is coming back. And the revolution needs to continue. What we're doing now in the streets of Egypt is a continuation of the January 25th revolution. People of Egypt will not accept the coup d'etat. People of Egypt will have to get their freedom back. The rule of law, it is never acceptable by the Egyptian people.
Now,
it is a coup d'etat, and no one should really question even whether it is a coup d'etat or an extension. It cannot be an extension. Such an attitude of oppressive regime cannot be accepted as an extension, sir.
Now, in retrospect, Dr. Dardery, let me move on to the next question then. When you look back, do you sincerely believe that there was a revolution in Egypt 2 years ago, after all?
Yes, we do. And the spirit of the revolution is what brought me to the parliament. The spirit of the revolution is what made us. Look at what President Morsi did. There were all political prisoners in Egypt was released. It is shame for anyone to put Hitler and Morsi in the same sentence. That is not acceptable. I mean, I am really not happy that some Egyptians are trying to sell themselves so cheap to the American public or to the English-speaking world. It is not right. It is not fair. It is not what I'm talking about. Is not about Morsi. Forget about Morsi. I'm talking about Egypt. Want the rule.
How could you possibly have gone through a revolution and yet most of the structures, frankly, that you have in place were those left behind by dictator Hosni Mubarak?
Yeah, that is a good question. You see, that is when you made the revolution, the military intervention in the revolution made it unfinished revolution. In the sense that all sectors were full of corruption. Judiciary, police, state bureaucracy, these were all full of corruption. And President Morsi did not want to take revolutionary action against those corrupt institutions. He wanted to make gradual reform. And that's, I think, his biggest mistake, is he preferred to go through peaceful means and not to become revolutionary and get rid of all the corruption. He really wanted to give the corrupt officials, the corrupt policemen, the corrupt judges, he wanted to give them a chance to be able to reform themselves and come back and serve the Egyptian society. But unfortunately, the opposition that moved to the streets, and please, let us not play with numbers. Some people call it 10 million, some people call it 20 million, and I hear your guest saying 30 million. Let us not play with numbers because everyone can come up with a number. The only way to make sure that these numbers are true is through elections, through the ballot box. And we were about to have parliamentary election in April and in June, and it was postponed until October. So the only way to correct the situation is through having the parliamentary election, bringing back the president who was elected democratically by the majority of the Egyptian people.